What's going on, guys? It's New Jesus and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be discussing something kind of interesting, a new boosting method for Warzone Ranked. A method that will allow you to go from low ranks such as silver, gold, and platinum and skyrocket you all the way past iridescent and into the top 250. And if that's not enough, it will bring you past that all the way, solidifying you in the top 50 in the world. And the method that they're using is almost completely undetectable. It requires no cheats, nothing. They're not using cheats, they're not downloading any of that. They're just simply boosting. But how could they possibly be boosting in Warzone Ranked? It's so chaotic. How could they be farming SR and getting away with it in public lobbies? Well, I'm going to explain how they do that, and we're going to blow the lid off the whole thing and expose the entire operation. So hopefully Activision can see this video and patch this method immediately. However, I'm going to be honest with you. Out of all the boosting methods that we've seen in the past, such as Warzone Ranked bot lobbies, where you pay, you go in, and you're literally shooting bots that are running on scripts that aren't even real people, and you're farming SR, right? Activision has caught onto that. They've detected that. Now when people do that, they're getting caught, they're getting reset, and they're getting temporarily banned from ranked play. Okay? A lot of those lobbies don't exist anymore. Some of them do, right? But they're not telling the customers the risk that, you know what, you're paying for this, you are going to be reset. They're going to catch you. You have the multiplayer boosting method, where you have multiple consoles all hooked up. They're all shadow banned, right, on a VPN with console crossplay turned off, all on PlayStation. They search, they get matched with each other over and over again. I made an entire video on how they're boosting using that method. Activision has caught on to that, and a lot of those people have been reset, removed from the leaderboards, and completely banned from ranked play. Okay? But this new method, it's very hard for them to fix. Like I said, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how they're going to fix this without completely changing the way that ranked play works. Now, before I get into the entire method, some of you are probably wondering, why are you sharing this information? Why are you making it public? Well, honestly, I think that by sharing this information, it will cause more people to start doing this, which is probably a bad thing. But it will also bring more eyes to it and awareness to it, and hopefully it gets fixed because of that. Okay? And the people that are doing this, they somehow figure out a way how to detect them, reset them, and ban them from the leaderboards and from playing ranked. And honestly, just ban them from the game as a whole. These people aren't here to play and have fun. They're here to ruin the game for other people. And you might be wondering, well, if they're boosting and not affecting other people in the game that they're currently in, how could they be ruining the experience for other people? Well, there's people out there that are grinding for the top 250 right now that are legitimate. There are still legitimate people that play this game, and some of them are working really hard to get in the top 250 for those rewards and for the cloud. I'm not one of them. I don't really know anybody out there, that's really grinding anymore for top 250 in Warzone Ranked. I think a lot of people are just tired of the mode. They realize it's played with cheaters, right? But there are still some legit people that play that game mode. And when they can't get into the top 250 because they're competing against boosters and cheaters that are taking those spots, that is 100% ruining the game for those people. It might not be ruining it for me because I'm not going for top 250, same to you, but it is for some people. So why don't we go ahead and get into the method and I'll explain how they do it. But one last thing, I do not recommend doing this, okay? Because if Activision does find a way to patch this and detect those that did it, you might be collateral damage with the other people that are doing this. The boosters, the people that found this method, the people that are selling this method, okay? And you could potentially be completely reset, removed from the leaderboards, banned from playing ranked modes, and at the very worst, banned from Call of Duty, a game that you paid for, okay? So I recommend not doing this. This is for educational purposes only, to share the knowledge and hopefully get it patched. So this is how they do it. The first step is to form 3 squads of 3 people for Resurgence Ranked. Now the people that are doing this, that are boosting all the way to top 250 in the world, they might just be 3 people controlling all 9 accounts. It might just be 2 people controlling all 9 accounts. Alright? But if you're doing this at home, you most likely don't have that many systems, and neither do your friends. You probably all just have one. So if you're going to do this yourself with other people,
you're going to need 9 people, okay? Unless you have multiple consoles, all right, or multiple PCs. And just a fair warning, you know, if you are doing this with 9 people, everybody isn't going to be able to boost up. Only a few people will. Everybody else will lose SR, all right? That's why it's beneficial to have multiple platforms with as few people as possible controlling all these accounts. Because that way you can burn a lot of these accounts SR down and boost up your main accounts. So if you're doing this with 9 people, it's not going to be very effective. You're going to need to have multiple platforms, multiple systems, and multiple accounts. The next step, ideally, is to have all of the accounts above Diamond Plus, okay? Ideally. They don't have to be above Diamond Plus, but it works out a lot better if they are, because when you search, everybody is going to search at the same time, and it's a much better chance of you all three teams, ending up in the same lobby if everybody is above Diamond. Okay. Now when it comes to forming the teams, one team is going to be the winning team, the other 2 teams are going to be the draining teams. Once you all search and end up in the same lobby, you will then choose a landing spot, typically Stronghold or the docks. Whoever else lands at these spots, you want to take out, right? But if it's the boosters that are doing this, they usually have somebody on their team, either on the draining team, usually the draining team, that has aimbot and wall hacks that will eliminate everybody else in the area to get them out of there. They're not going to put cheats on the accounts on the winning team because they don't want to risk them getting reset or banned. Now this is where the boosting actually happens. The winning team will then kill 2 people on both of the losing teams, making sure not to kill the third person so they don't do a squad wipe. Now the winning team has to wait for the 2 members on each of the losing team that were just killed to respawn, and sometimes that can take quite a while. But here's the catch. The remaining players on both of the losing squads will then down 1 person on the winning squad. They will then interrogate them so the timer on the respawn for their teammates drops to 0. Then the winning team will revive their teammates, and the losing team members will respawn immediately. So using this method, they can literally sit on the edge of the map and just continuously farm these 2 losing teams over and over again all game long. It doesn't matter how many times they die, they're only going to lose a set amount of SR per game. And they can, believe it or not, gain 500 to 600 SR per game doing this. And that doesn't even count placement. They can literally farm these guys so fast, it's insane. Now you have to remember, the buy-in for a top 250 is right around minus 280. Minus 280. And this method is getting them the minus 280 back, the buy-in back, plus 500 SR on top of that. That's how fast and efficient this method is. And when I said that it was going to be hard to patch, the only way I can see them patching this is basically removing the interrogation buff where it responds your teammates faster. They're just going to have to do that, or completely remove interrogating from ranked altogether. One of those 2. And that is the full tutorial and method on how these guys are boosting up into the top 250 in Resurgence ranked. And it's also the same reason why in these high tier lobbies, you know, Diamond, Crimson, and above, you sometimes see teams teaming in certain areas on the edge of the map. It's because they're doing this. Now, these aren't regular people that are doing this. Maybe a few that have figured this out, right? But the majority of them that are doing this are services. People paid to have their account boosted up, and these Discord servers charge these guys, you know, $500 to $1,000, maybe even more, to boost their account up, depending on how high they want their account to be. You know, let's say top 250, from Diamond to top 250, that could very well be $2,000, right? So these guys are on the edge of the map. They were paid by this person, and they're boosting this account up for them. So they're providing services. So if you see this, and you see teams teaming, this is what they're doing. Make sure to report them, and report all of them. Spectate them, report every single one. So hopefully with all this information, Activision can go back to the drawing board and figure out a fix for this and patch this so it doesn't happen. Again, I don't recommend doing this. This is against the rules. Boosting is against the rules, and you are risking losing your account if you do this. This video is for educational purposes only and merely to shine a light on this issue. Before we go, I want to give a huge shout out to all my members. Currently right now, I have 10 members. Their names are Adams Got Game, Crease_1976, Chris R, John Killer, Death Disciples, Composer, Big Willie, Vandals Videos, PD, and Brian Blaze /video/Brandon. To all of you who decided to help support the channel by becoming a member, thank you so much. You have no idea how much it means to me. If you want to become a member and help support the channel and get your name shouted out in future videos, go ahead and click join to the left to subscribe at the bottom of any one of my videos. Also, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, there's a link to join in the description of every single one of my videos and also a link on my channel. We're going to start doing custom Warzone nights if we can get enough people in there. And also, if you're a member, you get a special role and special access to certain parts of the Discord. Alright, with that being said, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Take care and have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.